Before you quit, before you whisper to yourself, maybe I'm just not meant for this, before you shut down your dreams for good, listen, because this story might save your hope tonight. It begins on a cold rooftop, but truthfully, it begins inside every person who has ever felt tired of trying. Elias sat on the edge of his rooftop, the wind brushing against his face like a quiet warning. Below him, the city moved with its usual noise and light. But inside him, everything felt motionless, heavy, silent. He held his phone. A single notification burned into the screen. "We regret to inform you." The words every dreamer fears. He swallowed hard. That was the 4th rejection this month, the 8th this year, maybe the 100th since he first dared to hope. He placed the phone down beside him. His hands trembled, not from the cold, but from months of disappointment layered on his shoulders. He whispered, barely audible, "Maybe this is it. Maybe this is where I stop." He looked at his reflection in the dark window opposite him. A tired man, a broken dreamer, a heart that didn't know how to ask for one more chance. If you've ever been there, you know what he felt. You know the frustration of giving your all and still falling short. You know the loneliness of trying, failing, and trying again. And that's where Elias was, standing at the border between holding on and giving up. Elias's journey didn't start with sadness. It started with fire. He was the kind of man who once believed he could build anything. His dream was to create a startup that would change lives, something people could rely on, something meaningful. In the beginning, everything seemed possible. He had savings, he had passion, he had people encouraging him. But dreams aren't built in a straight line. The first setback came quickly. Funds ran out faster than he expected. He sold his furniture. He sold his motorcycle. He lived small so he could think big. But then his co-founder left. Investors backed away. His prototype failed. His landlord doubled the rent. Every time he stood up, something knocked him down twice as hard. Soon, the people who once praised him fell silent. Some even whispered behind his back, maybe he aimed too high. He should have picked something safer. He's wasting his time. He tried to ignore the noise, but the noise seeped into his thoughts, and slowly, painfully, he began to believe it. Late nights blurred into early mornings. He worked until his eyes burned, but progress felt like a myth. His friends moved ahead in life, better jobs, better cars, better smiles, and he stayed stuck at the same place, wondering why he wasn't enough. The fear grew louder, the doubt grew sharper. The dream began to fade, until one night he told himself the most dangerous sentence a dreamer can speak. "Maybe I should just stop." Elias stood up from the rooftop ledge and took a deep breath. He wasn't planning anything dramatic. He just wanted to go inside and numb his mind with sleep. But as he turned, he noticed someone sitting on the rooftop stairs. An old man wrapped in a thick blanket, his eyes calm and knowing. Elias blinked. He lived in this building for years, yet he had never seen this man before. The old man smiled, not the smile of someone who had never seen pain, but the smile of someone who had made peace with it. "Tough night?" the man asked. Elias nodded, too tired to pretend. The man pointed at the sky. "Funny, isn't it? Stars always shine the brightest on the darkest nights." Elias sighed. "I don't feel like a star." The man chuckled. "You don't have to feel like one to be one." Elias sat down beside him, something he hadn't done with a stranger in years. The man spoke again, this time softer. "Young man, the moment you feel like giving up is usually the exact moment life is about to change." Elias frowned. "How can you be so sure?" The man leaned back. "Because every miracle in my life came disguised as a disaster first." Elias stayed silent. The old man continued. "You aren't tired because you're weak. You're tired because you've been fighting alone, and because you've forgotten one simple truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the pathway to it." Elias felt something melt inside him, a small crack, a quiet shift. The old man placed a hand on his shoulder. You're not at the end. You're at the chapter right before the breakthrough. Don't close the book now. For the first time in months, Elias inhaled deeply without feeling pain in his chest. The stranger smiled again, a smile full of experience, a smile full of survival, and something inside Elias awakened. Maybe he wasn't done, maybe he wasn't broken, maybe he was simply in the middle of his story. The next morning, Elias woke up with something he hadn't felt in a long time. Clarity, purpose, a quiet spark. He didn't rush, he didn't panic. He simply made a promise to himself, I will not quit today. One day became two. Two became a week. A week became slow progress. Slow progress became confidence. Confidence became momentum. He learned from his failures instead of fearing them. He rebuilt the prototype. He approached new investors. He pitched with a different fire. A fire born from surviving the night he almost gave up. Months passed. Then one day his email didn't say, "We regret to inform you." It said, "We would love to fund your project." Years later, standing on a stage, sharing his journey with thousands, Elias looked up at the bright lights and remembered the darkest night of his life. The rooftop, the cold wind, the old man who gave him a second chance at belief. He whispered to himself, "I'm glad I stayed." You don't know how close you are. You don't know what tomorrow could bring. You don't know the miracle waiting one step beyond the point where you want to quit. So before you give up tonight, before you throw away your dreams, before you decide your life won't change, remember this. Sometimes the darkest moments carry the brightest beginnings. Don't quit before the sunrise.